You don't need every gift, just yours. Here's the deal though, it can't be conditional. Your gift cannot be influenced by your circumstances or what someone else will do for you in exchange. Hey guys, welcome to the Wire Fire Factor. I am your host, Matt Wireman, and today I have a very special message for you. It's an amazing message because it's about your gift. As always, though, life and energy are always moving, so it's time to tap into it and let's light that fire. Get those hands ready and feel it. Oh, I love it. I love that passion. I love that energy behind it. The universe has so much to offer. We just have to go out there and get it. Now, I know that a lot of you have a past, right? And that past has hurt you pretty badly, right? Probably left some nasty scars. But what is a story without something to show for it? You know, faith without action is dead. Well, your vision without action is also dead if you don't go for something. Faith, though, teaches you, though, how to be your best when you feel your worst. Vision, though, is what drives you during those times when you're feeling your worst, right? That's a big one because vision is what drives you, even when you don't know where you're going. That inner voice of doubt and fear will always whisper for you to go to the safest place, but you must face that ugly truth and that ugly shadow and ask them, is this the road that you want to go down? Absolutely. Get in the passenger seat, buckle up. Let's go. I'm driving this crazy train now, right? We are pursuing fulfilled lives. That should be the goal of everyone. Anything less is considered to just be existing. You must fight the demons before they can catch you, right? And learn to respond when something negative happens or if you feel like you're stuck in a situation that feels hopeless. You will never get out of the rat race because it's fixed, right? It's designed to keep you moving towards the piece of cheese instead of just crawling out of the maze altogether. You will never get out of it because this life, though, can feel like a simulation because it never fails to find something that will fail, right? We want it to be real. We want to feel something. So what ends up happening is we just feel anything, right? And you've heard it's good to go soul searching, but we usually end up soulless, right? And we're searching, finding nothing because we're afraid of something that's only going to confuse us. So life has a full of failures, always going to have failures. And you should say good to that because it gave you something to fight for. It gave you a reason to drive. It gave you a determination, right? To put it right in the heart that you can go for something something you don't even understand. Choice, though, is a very interesting concept. Do we really have a choice? You know, you can't just speak it and say it and then it just happens. Whatever you want, you get. Choice is a combination of our decisions, our circumstances, and even other decisions that other people make, right? You can, though, choose your path and choose your response to this life and how you want to use your gift in it. Choice, though, not connected with the intent to defy all odds and bust out of your situation, will just be a long path of decisions made by your environment and not you. Right? Even if you woke up today and you ran from all of your responsibilities, you are still making a choice. That's the power of the universe. It never stops moving. You must decide if you want to watch it and have that world just go round and round and round and you miss it, or you jump on that bull and you grab it by the horns and you ride it for 8 seconds. You got to want to own this thing, right? So why then would you not decide today to start that process and become more than you could even imagine? Here's reality though, right? You work yourself to death, try to achieve a goal, try to go for something. All of a sudden that goal is either changed or the goalpost is moved, right? We always find ourselves chasing it. Well, we also find out that we can't control the free will of others around us. So we obviously are influenced and affected by these choices that others make, but we can be different. We can wake up and we can choose life. We can choose love and we can choose humility. So what does all of this mean? It means you should live a life filled knowing that every poor decision does have a consequence, but you shouldn't live in fear or regret. Your poor decision may hurt you now, but maybe it's something that'll help you take your life to the next level. Who knows? Maybe it'll be the reason that you achieve great things later. A story though, that just to share to show perspective, my brother-in-law and sister-in-law adopted 3 kids, right? They were not able to have kids. Well, in that circumstance, a poor mother's decision was the greatest blessing that they would never have received without it. There's no material possession that could replace that, right? So we shouldn't criticize automatically not understanding the situation and then what it does in its entirety. Definitely not a poor choice, But the more that we look at these choices and see how it impacts our world, the better we understand it. So when you cry out for help, what do you ask for? Is it desperation or inspiration? It's clearly bigger than all of us, right? Every soul on this earth, we feel that, we know that. But your conscience tells you to reach for a higher power. So are you? If you want to reach higher levels, what are you calling for in detail? The hardest part though is the decision, right? Because the decision forces you to pursue it. If not pursued, you'll just end up dragging along, questioning every big moment in your life. People lose their identity because they become so desperate to be noticed, to be needed, better yet, just to not be forgotten, right? To understand your gift though, is to understand that we do all have a story. Will you deal with it? Or will you spend your days talking about how it messed you up? I know, those stories are real and they definitely did some damage, but you gotta put that behind you because a gift is useless if you don't know how to use it. Have you evaluated your professionalism, your character, how you communicate? What about your charisma? What about your attitude? What about your knowledge or gratitude towards things when you respond to chaotic situations at work, life, kids, family? Doesn't matter. How do you respond? Be who you are called to be, then be better than everyone else around you. Nothing is easy, right? And nothing is free. And if it were, you probably would give it back because it wouldn't have the same meaning. Don't take the easy way out because it usually leads to easy trouble. If you've ever walked outside and just stared at the stars and the moon, you would know that it's special. You would know how big it is because when you see the universe and all of its glory, notice how it always stays aligned, right? This is the connection to the universe. It happens when you stop, you listen, and you just look at the world, right? The world that we've been blessed with. You don't need every gift. You just need yours. Whatever's holding you back, let it go. Having your gift doesn't always mean that it makes sense while you're trying to figure it out. Most of our lives are busy, and my wife and I, trust me, we found out that we clearly function better in this chaos because when we're bored, we're confused, right? So what's our responsibility then in all this madness? Are you the one sitting there with the greatest blessing that you could ever receive, but waiting on someone else to give it to you? Are you going to be the one that says, no matter what, I'm blessed and I will make the most of my situation that I'm in? If you want to be healed, then get up, get healed. Quit sulking in your own misery, get up and get what you want. Don't lie lame so that people will feel sorry for you. Hey, a newsflash, they can't help you because they're too busy focused on themselves, right? We have been chosen, so we must lead that way. The goal isn't to just be a good leader, it's to be the right leader. So, do we really have a choice? Yeah, we do right here, right now, to be something more and have value in our lives. Sometimes it's just, though, not about the job you're doing, right? Or the actions that you're taking, or even the words that you're speaking, right? Sometimes it's just attempting to look at life. What is the style and practice that we want to get into? And then understand what are those sacrifices that we have to make? Because this is our life's record. No one else can erase that. So if we go for it, we have to hold a high moral standard, for ourselves and be honorable with trying to live by integrity and not spend all of our time waiting for that big moment when you have a blessed moment right here, right in front of you. Look, the fact is, we all know that if we do a little better each day, right, we got to go for something. We got to try to brush up some rough edges. But do we realize how uncomfortable we look when we try to hide from them instead? We try so hard to look like we have it all under control, but we don't realize that, even our facial expressions, our body language, everything is showing through. So what I didn't realize many years ago is that there must be true balance with the universe and not true lies, right? If you do nothing, then you will end up with nothing. If you do something, then that something must have value. I want to give you 3 behaviors to achieve balance, right? I want to end this episode with just giving you something to focus on. These 3 behaviors are very important, and it's how I've kind of lived my life that have then exploded into many other things. The first one is discipline. Make smart and sound decisions and learn from your mistakes. How many times do we not learn from it and then we question why we're in the same spot? The second one, accountability. Be responsible and acknowledge your failure. Your failure isn't a weakness. Your failure is a gift. It's showing you where you need to work on, where you need to improve, what you need to see that's bigger than you, right? Objectively taking yourself out so that you can hold yourself accountable to it. And finally, ownership. How bad do you want something that you just fail to own? Own it. When you own it, you're going to want to do more for it, right? It's your life. Do something with it, right? Who cares if you fall short a few times? Destiny decided to call you. Answer it. You must learn to love discipline because it's stupid to hate correction. Appreciate the process of fixing what is broken because we should all be one of our biggest blessings in our life. We should look at this as an opportunity to do better, to be better, right? Gifts are supposed to be unique, meaningful, and of value. Yours is no different. You're an amazing person, and I cannot wait for you to discover and find your place in this world.